Sri Lanka, a land of legend. A country rich in forests, wetlands and mountains, which harbor 3 species of monkeys found nowhere else in the world. The grey langur, the talk macaque, and the purple-faced langur. The exponential growth of human populations and consequent increase of human activity has created a conflict between them and the monkeys. The results have spelled disaster to both parties. This film tells the remarkable story of a group of dedicated people working towards peace between humans and monkeys. The mysterious cloud forests of Sri Lanka's central hills. In the depth of these dark forests lives a monkey. Given the long fur that helps them survive the harsh cold of these forests, they are aptly named bear monkeys, the highland subspecies of the endemic purple-faced langur. These langurs are almost entirely arboreal and rarely climb down to the ground. Each group has an adult male and many females. There are also young ones. So much so that sometimes it seems as if it's raining monkeys. Mothers give birth to a single infant after gestating for 7 months, and they form very strong bonds. In addition to sometimes keeping the playful infants in check, the mothers also keep a watchful eye out for danger. These are monkeys that mainly feed on leaves. They also consume flowers and fruits. There are 3 other subspecies of the purple-faced langur. This is the southern subspecies with a distinct white patch on the rump. The western subspecies has a less prominent white patch on the rump and is the smallest subspecies. To the north of the country, there is the 4th subspecies, which is larger than all others. The first rays of the sun fall on the ground and a wind rustles the grass. A tufted grey langur, an alpha male, turns his gaze upwards. From the branches of a tree, his troop slowly descends to begin their day. This is an endemic subspecies of monkey found in the dry zone of Sri Lanka. These monkeys, while mainly feeding on leaves, supplement their diet with fruits and flowers. While mostly arboreal, they often descend to the ground in order to find food as well as to quench their thirst. Tufted grey langurs live in troops that sometimes have more than 50 individuals. Social grooming is certainly a very important part in their daily life. As with most other monkey species, the bond between mother and baby is very strong. Babies spend much of their time feeding and playing and use anything to hone their climbing skills. The dry zone of Sri Lanka, land of lakes and deciduous forests, and also the home of an endemic monkey species. The dry zone subspecies of the talk macaque. The infants cling to their mothers, both for safety and love. Although mothers usually give birth to one infant, very rarely twins are born. Macaques, despite being well adapted to their arboreal life, are often seen on the ground, looking for their next meal. These monkeys are omnivores. They feed on fruits, leaves, and even lizards and birds' eggs. This species has a well-established social hierarchy, and this is the alpha male. He maintains order in the group and at all times keeps a watchful eye on things. Macaques generally live in harmony with grey langurs. There are two other subspecies of talk macaque in Sri Lanka. This is the subspecies of the wet zone. The hair on its head is different from the dry zone subspecies. And this is the highland macaque, with much longer fur to help them tolerate the cold. Through seed dispersal and trimming of branches, monkeys play an important role in the balance of the ecosystem, acting as the gardeners of the forest. The human population on the planet has been growing exponentially. Urbanization is inevitable. And forests are cut down. Monkey habitats are either destroyed or fragmented, and they look for alternatives. Feeding on crops, monkeys cause much economic damage. In their daily commuting, they sometimes use wires and roofs, causing damage to infrastructure. But they too sometimes pay a big price. Road traffic accidents are frequent as they navigate the urban jungle, and skirmishes with local dogs are prevalent. Poor management of garbage spells disaster in this conflict. Once the monkeys understand that human habitations are an easy source of food, there is no stopping them. This results in rapid increases in monkey populations in human habitats. However, due to blockages of their intestines by polythene, monkeys sometimes die a slow and painful death. They are certainly not above raiding homes, shops, and vehicles if opportunity is presented. In Sri Lanka, humans feed wild animals due to cultural reasons, and this is another cause for this conflict. Once they lose their fear of humans due to this, they tend to steal food by force. Monkeys, being curious animals by nature, engage in behaviors that are sometimes considered a nuisance. Due to some irresponsible actions of humans, they could end up being bitten by monkeys. Translocation of monkeys as a solution merely shifts the problem from one area to another It affects the balance of the ecosystem and also creates conflict within rival monkey groups. In response to all these issues, humans practice poisoning, shooting, and trapping methods. The results are evident in mutilated adults and orphaned babies. Sri Lankans have shared a close connection with monkeys in their culture. God Hanuman, a Hindu deity appearing in the famed Ramayana. He is a symbol of power and well-being. People tend to seek his divine help during troubled times. In Buddhism, there is a legend of a monkey that provided Lord Buddha with honey while he was meditating in the jungle. There is another legend about a previous birth of Lord Buddha where he was the leader of a monkey troop. Possessing great intelligence and leadership skills, he once saved his entire troop from a demon. Monkeys show remarkable human-like behaviors. They look after each other and help each other when in need. On an evolutionary scale, monkeys are closely related to us, even possessing very similar anatomical features. Baby monkeys play just like human children. They thoroughly enjoy being with their friends. Even the games they play seem similar to ours, down to the toys. The bond between mother and baby in monkeys is one of unconditional love. They cuddle the babies the same way human mothers do. Mothers look after their babies very well, providing them with comfort and security. The families of monkeys are quite similar to ours. The father takes care of the members and acts as their guardian. Does it not make sense, as humans, to try and coexist with another being which is almost identical to us? In the year 2014, Dr.Rasanayagam Rudran, a Sri Lankan scientist who served in the Smithsonian Institution, established the Spears Foundation with the money he obtained by selling his inherited property. Having trained nearly 2,500 students from about 80 developing countries in the science of conservation, his aim was to establish a community conservation project in Sri Lanka from which both wildlife and the people would benefit. The Spears Foundation conducts field surveys to assess the distribution of monkey populations in different districts, and also to interview people and identify their attitude towards monkeys. This is to find areas that are both large enough for monkeys to survive and are surrounded by people willing to coexist with them. Thummodara is an area in the Colombo district that fit both these criteria, and it is home to two species of monkeys, the purple-faced langur and the talk macaque. The area is also rich in biodiversity and natural resources. Agriculture forms one of the main livelihoods of the people of this region. They also use the many natural resources to generate income. However, this area is also home to the human-monkey conflict. In order to conserve nature, educating our future generations is very important. To this end, Spears conducts programs for local school children to bring them into direct contact with nature and its many beautiful aspects. Indoor lectures covering topics such as biodiversity, with a special focus on primates of Sri Lanka and human-wildlife coexistence, is one main component of these programs. A bundle of books on Sri Lanka's fauna and flora is donated to each school. Based on the day's lectures, a quiz is set for the students, and the children with the highest marks receive a valuable prize. A nature walk that allows them to observe the local wildlife. This is a fabulous opportunity for them to learn about the many animals and plants they share their environment with. The children are also given a chance to showcase their painting skills, strengthening their relationship with nature. During the past few years, over 1,000 children have benefited from these programs. For the community of Thummodara, Spears Foundation has conducted workshops to train them and facilitate new methods of income generation. The foundation also provides financial aid for them to begin these projects. Pepper cultivation is one such method. Pepper is a cash crop that has a large demand both in local and foreign markets. More importantly, it is a plant that is not damaged by monkeys. This not only drastically reduces the conflict, but also builds up the economy of the farmers. It is a great alternative for people who are tired of seeing their crops destroyed by monkeys. A workshop was held to educate the farmers, and afterwards, pepper plants were donated to 83 farmers to plant in their home gardens. The growth of these plants are monitored by the project staff, and in return, the farmers aid them in locating seedlings of native plants to be planted during the reforestation programs. Thummodara also happens to be an area that is home to many endemic species. Thus, the foundation has recently initiated a program to develop the area as a site for nature-based tourism. The Seethawaka Wet Zone Botanical Gardens, situated nearby, is an ideal place for people to interact with nature. In addition, Thummodara is ideal for cultural tourism as well. The communities live in close contact with nature and still retain their traditional ways of life. Their livelihoods include kittul tapping to produce jaggery and treacle. Several historic Buddhist temples in the area are home to rock inscriptions dating back to the time of ancient kings. A Hindu kovil is also present in the village, where traditional Hindu festivals take place. In order to develop nature-based tourism in the area, Spears Foundation is conducting workshops for the youth to become nature guides. These trainees are from the local community. The workshops are a mix of both indoor lectures and field sessions. Their training includes studying local fauna such as mammals, birds, butterflies, dragonflies, reptiles, fish, and flora. They are also taught about the cultural importance of the area. Interpretation skills are developed by asking them to describe things around them during the field sessions. Their basic English skills were improved. Field guide books on local wildlife were donated for them to learn from.
ඇත්තටම සතුටුයි. මම ලොකු අත්දැකීමක් ලැබුවා මේ වැඩසටහනට පළවෙනි දවසේ ඉඳන්.
I'm actually very happy about the program. I gained a lot of experience by participating in these workshops from the very first day. Developing ecotourism in this area is a great opportunity for the youth. Using the knowledge we have gained from these workshops, we can guide the tourists to admire and also to protect the beauty of nature. And I think this will also be an opportunity to develop the economy of the local people while caring for the environment.
The foundation expects these youth to be at the forefront of protecting the environment. As an initial step, a volunteer cleanup along a stream was organized. It is expected that these trainees will be employed as nature guides in the proposed ecotourism project. This would bring about positive outcomes for both the community as well as the wildlife of the area. Spears Foundation is specially interested in organizing free health clinics for the elders of the local community. These include eye care clinics and medical checkups, which are immensely valuable for the participants and their families. The intention of organizing such events is to positively change their attitudes about conservation organizations and to involve them in the conservation efforts. Both monkeys and other wildlife benefit from more connected and enriched habitats. Spears Foundation conducts tree planting programs with the purpose of achieving this and as a countermeasure to habitat loss and fragmentation. The project staff and the beneficiaries of the community development projects are involved in the nurturing of the plants until they are planted. Once they grow to a suitable size, they are planted in appropriate sites. The youth being trained as nature guides are essential to the tree planting. Children who participate in the school programs conducted by the foundation are an important part in this. For them, it is an opportunity to play a role in healing nature, and they do so with much zest. Man is not the sole owner of this planet. All other species have an equal claim to it. For most human-wildlife conflicts, man's irresponsibility is to blame. However, we possess the most sophisticated brain in the world. Thus, it is our responsibility to put an end to such conflicts and ensure the survival of our fellow species, so that the future generations will inherit a world in which humans and wildlife live in harmony.